Sparky McEwen joins us right now. Coach, first let's look back at last Saturday. Your team has been such valiant road warriors, 5 for 5 on the road, and just came up short in Saginaw, 24-14. Was the fatigue of the road, so many road games, do you think a factor at all in that game?
No, our guys have embraced the road, and we just got beat on that day by a better football team. Our guys knew what we needed to do, what the task was, and we made too many mistakes. You can't put yourself in a championship game knowing that you're having so many errors, and it was unfortunate. And we knew going in that you could not have MAs in a game like that. And credit goes to Saginaw. They played a great first half, and they did just enough to be able to hold us off because it was a tough uphill climb for us in the second half.
There was one similarity, I thought, to the Roosevelt game, and that was after halftime, your defense dominated the whole half, as they did in Chicago the previous Saturday.
Yeah, they played well. And on offense, we were not able to help them. We had an interception right before halftime that was big. And then in the second half, we had an interception return where we were tackled by our own man, Yeah. So it was just one of those days, when you coach long enough, you're coaching a number of games, and you have games like that. It was unfortunate because it was a really big game, and we've played big in big games, and I was just disappointed, that we didn't give our best effort on that day.
One of the things that came out of it, you got some snaps from freshman Mac VandenHout, a quarterback who's going to be our guest today. How did you assess his performance in his first real action? He gotten into a game earlier, but it was kind of mop-up duty. This is his first real action so far. If
you recall, at the beginning of the year in the preseason, I talked about everyone was asking who's going to play quarterback, and I said we got 3 guys. Now for us, we've been playing 2 with Mike and Dewan, and both of those guys have been doing a tremendous job for us. And we've had some untimely mistakes, and at this point in the game, Mac knew he was going to be going in. We had already told him he was going to play a couple series in the game, and at that time in a tough game like that, when you go down by that many scores, and we weren't really moving the ball, he happened to come in the game, and it kind of gave us a little spark. So we decided to stay with him. We started to stay with him, and he had a solid effort, and especially coming into a game that was so big. So just seeing him perform, under that pressure, under the gun, it was important to us to see him, play the rest of that game. He ran the football as well. A couple key times, ran for a touchdown, which we'll hear a little bit later in the show, and that's another dimension of his game. He did. And all 3 of those football players at the quarterback position are dual threat guys, and they do a tremendous job. And he's a redshirt freshman, and he played well. And these guys understand that the type of offense that we run, it's a very disciplined to the eye when it comes to the progression. Well, that's great. You found your niche, but that also means you're so far away from family and friends, able to come out and watch you play. How's that adjustment been as far as being that far away?
It's been hard, but I love my family, and they support me throughout the whole thing. They watch my every game on Flow Sports, and they all try to come up to at least one game a year. So it hasn't been too hard, and it's been nice to grow on my own a little bit. So. You've been coming on lately. You had 5 tackles on Saturday against Saginaw Valley, 5 against Wayne State a couple weeks before that. You're getting more and more in on the action. Tell us what's been the difference to allow you to get to the ball carrier more often. I've been working a lot with Jamonte Peck, and he's been telling me. He's a good guy to learn from, isn't he? Oh, great guy. And I've just been learning a lot from him, and everything we've been doing over the summer, especially with Austin Allward too. It's been teaching me to slows down the game for me a little bit, and as the weeks go on, it just keeps slowing down. It's making me able to, help the team out a little bit more each week. When you talk to a guy like G. Peck, is it more the mental aspects as far as when to get yourself psyched to make sure you're on point, or is it more technique? Do this with your hands and this with your legs. What is it more of? It's a little bit of both. When I got here, G was telling me. G is always telling me he's the best, and ever since I got here, I've been learning from him, and I'm trying to take that confidence that I have in my game to the same level he does. Also, his technique is perfect. I learned a lot from him. All summer we were working on our technique. We do this thing called scary hours. We go out after practice, like 6 p.m. every night, and we work for like an hour every day. Get better.
Austin, I want you to go back to your high school days and think, as you came up, was there a particular coach or teacher or somebody that really lit the fire under you, that got you really thinking more about getting serious about football and taking it where it can take you?
Yeah, I had this one coach named Doug Gabriel. He played for the New England Patriots. He came in my senior year, and I would say I was a very average player at the time, but I wasn't humble. And he came in, shut it down, made me one of the most humble guys, and carried my work ethic to a whole new level, made me realize that I wasn't where I needed to be, and that guy lit a fire into me, and I wouldn't be here without him.
And that was an exciting first touchdown in the young career of Mac VandenHout, the redshirt freshman from Rockford, Michigan, who joins us right now. And Mac, that all the work you've been putting in, you redshirted last year. You did get in a couple games earlier this year, but not quite the same as this week when you went into the game with the game on the line. Had to be satisfying to get some minutes out there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I got in against Wayne State. That was my first time taking snaps at quarterback, but this is really my first time getting my feet wet when playing real football and going for the win. I mean, against Wayne, we were up big and just kind of playing cleanup duty, and went out there and fell short, but it was good to get out there.
How did you assess overall your play? Because you had a chance to go back, talk with the coaches, maybe watch some film. How did you assess your performance Saturday?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I went out there confident, felt confident out there the whole time. There's definitely some silly mistakes that I made that I know that I know I'm better than. But learn from it, get better, and, grow from it.
You had a terrific high school career at Rockford High School. You finished with 2,000 passing yards and 800 rushing yards as a senior. Tremendous numbers with that. But the interesting thing about that was that your junior year, you were a wide receiver.
Correct.
And before that, were you wide receiver before that also, or quarterback?
No, so I played quarterback my whole
so you went
entire
quarterback
life.
to wide receiver to quarterback.
Correct. Yep.
Tell us about that adjustment. Because a young man in high school there, you're playing quarterback, as you said, your whole life, and then all of a sudden the team says they need you to be a wide receiver. Tell us about that, how that went down.
Yeah, for sure. Just definitely gives you a different perspective of the field. You learn a lot. I learned a lot about just route running and where people need to be at the right time and whatnot. Definitely helped me become a better quarterback.
I was going to ask you, that helped you as a quarterback.
Oh, 100%.
You're thinking as a wide receiver as well.
For sure.
Who were the key coaches for you coming up? Is there one particular coach that you thought you look back at and say, that guy lit my fire, to help me really go on to the next level, which you're at right now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Coach Cummings is my head coach in high school. He's definitely great at motivating people and just building discipline and whatnot in the weight room, on the field, just showing up with a lot of energy throughout the day. So he was definitely big on just the consistency part and discipline. But I had a lot of good coaches in high school with Coach Vanderlaan was our offensive coordinator, Jason Vanderlaan.
That's a good guy to listen to.
Yeah, for sure. Big name in Division II football for sure. But I had some also coaches, Sean O'Brien, Robert Banaszak, that have played football at this level, and I learned a lot from them in high school.
What has been the biggest adjustment for you after having such a strong high school career at the college level? What were the biggest steps as far as the adjustment going?
Yeah, for sure. Just waiting your turn and trusting the process. I mean, college football is a waiting game. Unless you get to the big-time Power 5 level, you're not really going to be going in as a starter day one, which you got to earn your coaches, your teammates' trust throughout however long that might take.
It is senior day. We have to start with that, Coach. You have got the largest group of seniors you've ever said goodbye to, I believe, and certainly the most successful group of seniors that have come through your program.
Very successful senior group. We're going to walk 32 seniors.
32, wow.
And, that says a lot about, our academics and what we're doing there. And a number of guys already have their degrees, and they've been working on their master's degree. And this was a season for us that, our expectations have been high. And I'm proud of them, and the whole deal with playing all the road games, now you see why we had the success we've had, because we have an experienced senior dominated team, and we lose a lot of talent, but at the same time we got some young guys coming up that's going to, we don't rebuild anymore, we just reload. So we're proud of those guys. They've won a lot of football games for us at DU, and they put us on that national footprint, in NCAA Division II football. So hats off to them. They've had a great career, and we wish them well.
Sorry to drop this on you without giving you any advance notice, but of those 32 seniors, can you think of one or two of those guys that when they came in maybe didn't show the potential that you thought maybe you saw them, and that have really made the real jumps from where they started in as freshmen or whenever they joined you, and now as seniors they really advanced much farther than most other guys do?
I have two of them that I can think of right now that came in. Number one was Austin Allward. He's been a two-time all-conference player for us, and he's been a captain twice, and he's one of my favorites.
He came in as a receiver, didn't he?
He came in as a receiver, and we knew it was going to be tough for him to crack the lineup as a receiver because it just takes a lot at that position area. But we knew he was so athletic that he could help us somewhere else. The other kid is Christian Jones. Christian Jones, what a tremendous football player. Coach Mac actually recruited him out of, River Rouge, and he's been with him for 4 or 5 years, and he's had a tremendous career as well. So here's two young men that just classy young men, very smart, educated young men, and they play the game the right way. So we've got some others obviously, but those are just two of them that stick out. Just proud of.
The good part of losing 32 seniors, that's 32 guys that have had good experiences. They're going to go out and help grow that web of contacts for you for players down the road, right?
Absolutely. Because any college coach will tell you that your greatest recruiters are your current players. And if they have a great time here with us, those guys are going to reach back out and become our best recruiters.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Northern Michigan. Coach Richardson is rebuilding the program from scratch, and he knew he had a challenge going in, and it's been a challenge for him. But they do have some talent. They've got a very fine running back and a very talented wide receiver, Love.
It's a group, that's coming in that it's tough when you take over a program like he's had to take over the program, and they've had to start from scratch. And it's just going to be it's tough, especially in this conference. So, he's doing a really good job. We looked at the tape from the year before to now. You can see a lot of improvement. He's got a lot of young players playing, and they play with discipline. And they're very aggressive, and then that scheme that they run, our guys know we got our work cut out for us, and every team that they've played, they've run the ball really well. They rushed the ball for practically 200 yards against GV, and, just
not many teams do that.
No, not against that defense that they have over there. So there's something to this team that, our guys know, and our guys have done a really good job all year. I'm not overlooking any opponents. Look at Roosevelt. Roosevelt just, lost a tough game, 20-7, I think it was, to Michigan Tech. And we went into that game there, and Roosevelt was winless, and they played us tough. And our kids, we talk about respecting our opponents, and we've done a really good job of that. And no one's going to just roll over for us. We're going to have to go out and earn it. No one wants to lose to Davenport. We're still a fairly new program, So proud of our boys and how they take care of their business, and they go out and respect our opponents, and we play hard.